super excited about doing this training. As I said in the group the other day, I'm going to be giving everything away this year, like all the tips and tricks. I'm going to be showing you how to do it, not just explaining how you do it. So I know a key thing that a lot of people struggle with is getting leads in their business. And if you're relying on organic marketing, it's really difficult to obtain those 10, 20, 30K months, right? If you're looking to get to those 10, 20, 30K months, you need a stream of prospects coming into your business every single day, which is why ads such as Facebook ads is absolutely brilliant, because it genuinely helps you attract your ideal clients. You set it up once and it just brings in leads every single day if you know how to set it up correctly. So what I'm going to do with you right now is I'm going to show you step by step of how to set this up correctly. If you don't recognize this screen here, this is called Ads Manager, right? Let's jump straight into it. So prior to having Ads Manager, you want to set up your payment info, all of these types of things. I'm not going to go through that now because there's plenty of YouTube videos on that. But what I want to go through is the crux of everything of how you actually set it all up. So you'll get to this page and this is where you set your ads up. So the first place we want to start is clicking on this bright green button called Create. Yeah, so over here, you can actually name your campaigns. So just to clarify, these 3 levels to running ads. There's a campaign level, which is level 1, the ad set level, and the ad level. Campaign is, there's around 11 different types of ads you can run on Facebook, as well as Instagram. Meta owns Facebook, as well as Instagram. They work hand in hand. They're like brother and sister, right? Anything you do on Facebook can easily be implemented over to Instagram. So yeah, there's 11 different types. So that's where we pick the type of campaign. Do we want to run a traffic campaign? Do we want to run an engagement campaign? Do we want to run a lead generation campaign? So this is where you pick the objective of the campaign that you're looking to run. Yeah, and then on the back of that is your ad set. That's your audience. Who are you looking to represent this ad to? Is it coaches? Is it personal trainers? Is it single people? Is it married people? Is it something else? This is where you pick your audiences of who your ad is going to be represented to. Then thirdly, you've got your ad. What do you want to show this audience? What's going to make them jump into your community? Is it a free guide? Is it a free ebook? Is it a webinar? What is it? So that's the 3 levels there. You can name them here, but I like to do it later on down the line. So the best way to do that is just click on Create New Campaign. And the one that I'm going to show you today is exactly how to get leads in your business, right? This isn't going to take you more than half an hour to set up. So all you're going to do is click on Leads here. And you can see over here, there's always descriptions. Give it a read. It's going to help your knowledge and your education. Collect leads for your business, right? That's exactly what we're looking to do. So let's click on Continue. Actually, let's go back for a second. Just so you know, there's all these other different campaigns that you can run. Play around with them. But the one that we always run and we always constantly have running is leads in our business. Because if we don't have leads in our business, the less leads you get, the less clients you get. The more leads you get, the more potential clients you're going to get. Really that straightforward. So let's click on Continue. Now, Facebook's going through this stage where there's a lot of AI implementation. So you're going to see a lot of things like this. I currently like to keep it manual and I want to fixate a lot of the things that I'm going to choose when putting this campaign together. So I'm going to click Manual Leads Campaign, click on Continue. And then it's going to bring this up where we're going to dive into it a little bit more deeper. So the campaign name, you can name this whatever you want. Ideally have some structure to it, because as you start building out new campaigns, 20, 30, 40 campaigns, it's easier for you to decipher through these if you've got some sort of structure to your naming pattern. But just for ease, I'm just going to call this Lead Gen Campaign, Proven Ad Copy Templates. But name it something that's memorable to you. Yeah, nobody's seen that apart from yourself. If you scroll down, I'm not going to go through absolutely everything. I'm just going to go through the key things that you should be made aware of. On this page, we still want to keep it as the way it is. There's nothing to change here. So let's click on Next. So that's campaign, really straightforward. Campaign's the easiest one. Just simply what's the objective of your ad. Now let's go to ad set level, right? So again, let's name our ad set. So the first one we're going to create is broad. We found this to be working really well at the moment, where we just go to a massive audience and your creative picks the right prospects from there. So if you're creative, when I say creative, your ad that you're putting together If that's not clear on who that's for, this structure isn't going to work. So we've got to make sure that the ad that we do put together is going to pick out your prospects from this broad audience. Yeah. So we're going to keep this one broad, and let's just write UK and US potentially. So over here, the one that we're going to set up is instant forms. So this is an instant form is where they stay on Facebook. They're not going to your website. They're not going anywhere else. So what's going to happen is they're going to see your ad, and then they're going to click learn more or sign up or download. You can click this, we choose this button in the ad section. And when they click on that, a pop-up comes up. They're still on Facebook. They're not going on your website or anything. And it simply gets their details. So you can ask several questions, but normally the norm is you ask for their name, email address, phone number, and there's a little form that comes up. It's normally around 3 or 4 pages. And that's essentially it. There's many different options you can choose from. You can push people to Messenger, to Instagram, to calls, to an application. But in this case, we're going to keep it really straightforward and stick with instant forms, so that pop-up comes up. Make sure you've got the right Facebook page clicked. So I've just created a brand new ad account just for this, basically. Scroll down. We don't have to worry about any of these things. It's already perfected. This is where you're going to pick your daily budget. So you can put it at £5 a day, £10 a day, £20 a day, whatever you want to put in there. What I recommend is probably around, when you're testing, £5 to £10 a day at the bare minimum. Yeah, 10 is probably the right answer, really. And the reason that is, very simply, the more money you spend, the quicker you're going to get results in. So if you want to find out if this is the right ad set and the right ad for you quicker, then spend more money. If you want to find out a little bit longer, then spend less money. Right? It's as simple as that. How quickly do you want to find out the information? How quickly do we want to get the leads in? It's as simple as that, and what you can afford. So I'd say £10 is probably a fair thing to go ahead with. Start date, just let it be. Don't put an end date in, just let it be, because it's as simple as a little toggle button when you want to switch it off. So I don't want to restrict Facebook and put an end date in there. Leave everything here as is. Now, again, you want to switch to original audience. Use original audience. And there we go. So over here, this is where we're going to pick who we want to represent this ad to. So we put in UK and US. So all I do is I click on edit. It's already got the US. So I'm just going to type in United States, country, region. There we go. So you can see on the map here as well, UK, US, right? If you want to play around with the ages, if you are 100% sure that, hey, I know that only 30 to 60-year-olds are the key people that I'm looking to attract, change your age here by clicking on edit, coming on 30, 60, 60. Let's do that. If you want to attract genders, maybe you're gender specific regarding whatever your niche is in. And this is a really broad one. So we're not going to put any interests or demographics or anything. We're going to let the creative find the right person. Yeah, the ad find the right person. Use Advantage Plus placements. Facebook is really smart. It's going to figure out where your ad is doing well on what placement and spend most of the budget there. You can manually say, hey, I just want to put this on Facebook feed, for example. If you wanted to be choosy, you can do that there. But as of right now, I'm just going to leave it as Advantage Plus placements. That's audience done. Let's come on to the ad. What are we going to show to these people? So again, make sure you've got the right Facebook and Instagram page selected. Name your ad here. I'm just going to call this proven ad copy templates, and you'll see why in a second. If we scroll down here, you can add a carousel, but honestly, keep it straightforward. We've not found that, depending upon your niche, but if you're an online coach, then single image is absolutely fine. This is where you want to upload your media. So let's just add an image. Here's one that I created earlier. And what it's going to do is just going to make sure that the sizing is all correct. So in feeds, it's going to look like that, which is brilliant. That's what it's recommended. That doesn't look right. So let's go back to original here. What you could do if you wanted to be extra is you could actually create it with the right sizing. So 9:16 on Canva or something like that. So there's not this top and bottom bit grayed out. And you can just simply replace this particular creative when it's shown on Reels if you wanted to. But right now I'm just going to click original. And the same thing here as well. Let's click next. And I always have this toggle switched on so Facebook can work its magic. Facebook is really, really smart. And we want to have Facebook optimize it in the best possible way. So we're just going to click done. So there you go. You can see it slowly coming together on the right hand side. This is what it's going to look like on the Facebook feed, on the Instagram feed, Facebook Marketplace, on Instagram Stories. It's going to look like this. There you go, right? So let's carry on finalizing this. So primary text is what's being shown above the image. So I'm just going to type that in so you can see where it's popping up. That's exactly where it's shown. Now, I'm not going to go into what you should be putting in this primary text. Ironically, if you want these proven ad copy templates, which shows you how to put this primary text together, just comment templates down below and I'll get that across to you, or be in the description of the video. But ideally what you want to write, just a simple strategy to utilize, is hook, call out your audience. Are you struggling with pain points? Are you looking to get gain points? Here's your call to action. Yeah, so that's normally how it goes. It's going to start suggesting some options here, but yeah, I'm just going to write that for now. Then the headline is what's written here. So that you could write something like, download your free guide today. So you can see that nicely fits. One thing you want to be cautious of is if I started writing today, don't miss out. Does that still fit in? That still fits in. Last chance. There you go. You can see it gets cut off. So just be cautious. If you've got a long headline, be sure it doesn't get cut off. So I'm going to leave it as something like that, right? A headline is just something to incentivize these people, another angle to make sure that your prospects take action. You can write a description. I don't really tend to, but just to show you where it is, it's just going to be underneath here. So you might want to say only 10 more available, or something else to add that in. So let's give that a second and you'll see that populate there. So I'll just write that as that. Over here, the sign up button, you want to pick a call to action that refers to whatever it is that you're promoting. So if you were promoting a webinar, you probably wouldn't press download, but in this case, download seems pretty relevant, right? So there you go, our ads slowly coming together. Now here is the pop-up form that I talked about earlier that's going to pop up when they click on that download button. So let's create that from scratch. So over here, let's just call that Facebook group test. And you can name that again. Nobody's seeing that. It's just totally up to you. So you can see here, when they click on download button, this is a page that they're going to see, 1 of 4. Then after that, they're going to see this one. After that, they're going to see this one, and that's the final page, right? So what we want to do is customize this so it looks a little bit better. So I tend to keep these at more volume. I found that that's normally the best one in the industry that I work in. Then we want to go on to intro. I don't find that the intro really makes a big difference. So what I tend to do is remove this greeting, and note when I click this, you're going to see that this page is going to be removed and it's going to go from 1 of 4 to 1 of 3. There you go. So now when they click the download button, this is the first page that they're going to see. Yeah. So let's go on to questions. You can add a little message here. So it could say something like, pop in your info below to gain the guide. Something along those lines, right? You can add other questions here. So you're not restricted to just email and full name. You can, what I recommend is 100% be asking for their phone number. SMS marketing is absolutely huge. You get a bigger response rate to SMSs than you ever would to emails. You can drag and drop them. You've got different things that you can ask for. But these are the 3 things that I normally keep it simple to. Bear in mind, the more questions you ask, the more hoops you're asking these people to go through, the higher your cost per lead will probably be. But the quality will be better. So it's totally up to you to try and find that balance for you. I normally find the quality of leads that come through utilizing these 3 are still really good. But this all comes down to so many different variables, such as the audience, your ad creative, the image, etc., etc. So that's that page. We're going to go on to the privacy policy now. Now, if you don't have one, just type in privacy policy template on Google and put one together. But when you're advertising on Facebook or you're advertising in general, you should have some sort of privacy policy. Just pop the link in here to your document, or if you've got it on your website. So you might have like google.com or whatever your website is, privacy policy. And then this is your link text. So this is just what's actually represented here. So instead of having it like that, I'm just going to write privacy policy like that. So I'm just going to write www. There we go. I think it needs a... Yeah, so when you put in the right one, I'm sure that'll work. But yeah, I'm not going to put one in right now. You can add a customer disclaimer, you don't need to. And then message for leads. So this is the final page. So just to clarify, when they click on download, this is the first page they see, they input their details. Second page, yeah, I'm happy with the privacy policy. And this page is so important, I can't stress it. Bear this in mind. This page here, this third page, is the only time that all of your leads, you're going to have their attention. At no other time is that going to be the case. Because when you're emailing them, you're only emailing a certain percentage of these people. When they enter your Facebook group, wherever you're pushing them, wherever you're nurturing them, you're never really going to speak to 100% of people. So this page, a lot of people sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. It's really important. Yeah, because this is the one page where everybody is going to see what you have to offer. So what we tend to do is what most coaches do, or most online marketers, they just leave it as that. They push them to their website to build some value with them, but there's no real structure there. What most people do is they have their emails, they'll just email them, or they'll call these leads, whatever it might be. But the issue with that is that only a certain percentage of these people are going to pick up, only a certain percentage of these people are going to see your email. And this is what I call ad inefficiency, right? So if 15 people out of 100 are actually only opening your email, that means 85 of the leads that came through are basically non-existent at that point. So what we want to do is push them into your community. And what we teach and what we help our clients do is we push them into a Facebook group. Why? Because the open rate of Messenger is incredibly high. It's a great place for you to be nurturing these prospects with more value, to take them through your customer journey and through your sales funnel to eventually becoming a client. So this is really important. If you're not pushing them into a Facebook group, to your Instagram page, have a deep think about what your sales funnel is looking like. And I can't stress this enough. You should not be running ads if you haven't perfected your sales funnel. There's no point running ads and only speaking to 10% of these people. It's a huge waste of money and it's a huge waste of your time. Whenever I'm working with my clients, the first thing we do is we work on their offers. Once you've got that perfected, 2 is their sales funnel. Great, that's perfected. We understand where the best conversion rates are happening. 3 is how do we push traffic through that, which is what we're showing you now, right? So we would write something like, one more step. Let's tidy it up a bit. Join us in our Facebook group where we go live every week, plus loads of free value for you to gain more leads and clients in your business. Something along the lines of that, right? Leave it as view website, then the link, you're going to type in your group is what we normally teach. So that would be your group link, and the call to action text, instead of having view website, we're just going to write something like join Facebook group today. Something along the lines of that, right? And that's the final page. So just to clarify, when they click on download now, they answer these 3 questions. They click the privacy policy. One more step, come and join us in our Facebook group, right? So we'll have, even if they don't join the Facebook group, we still have all of their details here. But ideally, we want them joining the Facebook group, which is where we're going to be nurturing these people to help them even more so. And when they're ready to come and work with us, if they want to scale their businesses and get more clients for their businesses. So once you're done with that, just click create form. If you ever want to come back to this, just always click save draft. But yeah, let's click create form. Okay, it's not going to let me do it because I don't have a valid privacy policy. What happens if I type that in? Does it like that? Okay, let's just get this whiteboard that I've got open up. Oh, I've got it the wrong way around. So there we go. Privacy policy. There we go. Create form. There we go. That's all done. And you can see that you've got the right one, because if you scroll further down, you can see the same things that we were looking at earlier. So that's it. If you click publish now, this ad will go out to a broader audience of UK and US, and it's going to be optimized for lead generation. And it's going to be spending £10 a day. You can check it on a daily basis, see how it runs. I recommend for it to run for at least 4 or 5 days before you start analyzing it. Another thing I recommend for you to do is to duplicate this ad set. So you can just click on duplicate. And what it's going to do is it's created a brand new audience. You can see it says copy here. And maybe you want to pick an interest on this one. So maybe I want to be a bit more specific on this. And instead of going broad, as well as testing this, simultaneously, I can test a different ad set out. So if I scroll down to detailed targeting, and I come over to here and I type in coaching, if I want to be a bit more specific with who I'm looking to target, if I hover over here, any of these, it gives you a nice little description. So people who listed their main subject or field of study as coaching on their Facebook profile, people who listed their employer as coaching, people who have expressed an interest in or like pages related to coaching, right? Life coaching, people who listed their job titles as this, right? So you can pick that here. And now it's still got the whole ad in there, so it's still representing the same thing. But now instead of going after this one, it's going to go after such a broad one. It's going to be more specific. So you can test out several different audiences simultaneously if you wanted to as well. I hope you found that valuable. If you haven't already, be sure to perfect your sales funnel. If you haven't already, once you've done that, make sure you understand, do I want to utilize organic or paid traffic? If you want to take things to the next level, to simply type into your web browser aplayer.club, right? And if you type that in, I'm going to open up a few slots to my game plan sessions this week. You can book in a free call with myself. I'll have a casual conversation with you. No sales call in the slightest, just a casual conversation to see where things can be improved within your business if you're looking to gain more clients and sales, right? So hopefully that helps. If you want to take things further, type in aplayer.club in your web browser, book in a time slot that suits you best, answer a few questions to make sure that we're prepared for that call and we can help you in the best possible way. I hope you found that helpful, and I'll speak to you soon.